Hello, my name is Mandy and this is my breast cancer story. So for those of you who are new to our channel, there's normally two of us sitting here. There's myself, Mandy from New Zealand, and my husband Lee from the UK. And we met whilst travelling in Nepal in 1996. Our story's been featured on CNN Travel and a couple of newspaper articles, and we just have this amazing life of travel. We've been doing it permanently since 2017, traveling the world, exploring and just having an amazing time and showing our travels like through YouTube videos. The pandemic put a little bit of a dent in things, but not so much because we ended up spending 2 years in beautiful Portugal. But so we were really happy to be traveling again, traveling the world. Came back to Australia and New Zealand to see family, and that is when things started to get interesting, shall we say. This video and the videos in the series are going to be slightly different because while there's going to be a slight element of travel due to like the circumstances that unfolded, but it's mainly about I was going to call it my breast cancer journey, but then I've read the words are incredibly powerful, and let's just call it, it's my journey to wellness. That's what I'm going to say instead. So I hope you watch and find value in these videos. So please let's share your comments below. And to those of our regular viewers, this wasn't a video that I ever thought I'd be making. And yes, I hope you, I don't know, enjoy the video. Anyway, so please continue watching and yep, let me know what you think. Well, we're here today at the Assyri Hospital in Kandy. I'll talk you through it all soon. Time now for a brief rundown. We were originally supposed to return to Australia and New Zealand in 2020. Obviously those plans were put on hold. So 2023 we went back. We spent 3 months in New Zealand. It was absolutely brilliant, catching up with the family, and we flew to Sydney and we were staying with cousins there. Now when I was having a shower one day, I happened to like look in the mirror beforehand and noticed this really weird like indentation on my left breast. Now I hadn't seen anything like that before, ever, and I wasn't even too sure if I was seeing it correctly. I lifted my arm up a couple of times. I hadn't felt any bump. This was like the opposite of a bump, and I thought, this could be potentially worrying. So as soon as we arrived in Perth, I made an appointment with Breast Screen WA, and I went there and had a mammogram. And then after like a lovely 3 weeks with the family, waved goodbye to them and headed to Sri Lanka. So we were in Sri Lanka for 4 weeks and had an amazing time. And then that's when I get the email from Breast Screen WA saying, we've detected some calcification, please come in for another mammogram. I said, well, I'm not going to be back in Australia for like a few months at least. Can it wait until say October? And they said no. The mammogram was on the 1st of June. I received the email on the 6th of July, called them on the 7th of July, and so we basically had to like make plans quickly. So I jumped onto like the Sri Lankan expats Facebook group. The Facebook can have its uses, folks. Like sometimes it can be a major time waster, other times it can be brilliant. Jumped onto this Facebook group, found it like the best private hospital, called them that day on the 7th, and I made an appointment for the 10th of July. And so that is where the story picks up from now. That's amazing. There's actually an art display on today at the Assyri Hospital. So that's pretty cool. Come upstairs to the 3rd floor and there are more paintings here for the art exhibition. Such a great day to be here at Assyri Kandy. Okay, and the wonderful thing is because there's an art exhibition today, we've been invited upstairs to like the function room area of the cafeteria. Like, wow, look at that amazing view. Oh, we've got iced coffee, how wonderful. Tea and coffee. And Lee's having something to eat because we didn't eat much before. That's so wonderful. But look at this, it looks like an Australian cockatoo. I'm not too sure if it is or not. We saw a leopard at Yalla. And I love this, the way they've done the background.
Very nice, yeah.
And how stunning, that's the thing, Sri Lanka is just so full of natural beauty. And this is the view over that very, very busy road. It's a bit quieter now though. I know how important it is for like equipment to be new and modern and up to date and all that sort of stuff. So I have permission to show you the mammogram machine here, which is like super fancy. At the moment it's in like a sideways position. Information that they use. This is just in case you haven't had a mammogram before and you're wondering what happens. So the foot pedal's there and it moves things around. And there were different screens on this one. One's for like magnification and one's for like just a normal mammogram. It's always a bit weird having a mammogram done, but you know, it's so important. Remember, it saves lives. If you've got any suspicion or if you get to a certain age, make sure you have a mammogram. I'm just really pleased that here at Assyria Hospital Kandy, like the quality of the treatment and the care, etc., has been excellent. That's really cool. So far, the first thing, the mammogram, both sides, plus an ultrasound, has come to a total of 24,000 Sri Lankan rupees. So now I'm just going to be waiting on the ultrasound, and then after that, depending on the results, there'll be a biopsy later on today around 7 p.m. I think, and that is projected to be about 65,000 Sri Lankan rupees. This would cost like a lot more than it would have if I'd gone to a public hospital in Sri Lanka, or even in Australia, for example. It would have been free, but there would have been a waiting list. Whereas here at Assyria, I contacted them on Friday and had appointments made for Monday. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so it's now 5:20 p.m. Still waiting for my 4 o'clock appointment for an ultrasound. I'm not sure why we rushed downstairs for it, but I might go up to the counter and check and see what's happening. Because so far, yeah, it's like it's an hour and 20 minutes late. Oops. So it's 7:30 p.m. I'm now waiting for the specialist to come along to do the biopsy. So it's going to be interesting. I've signed the permissions form saying that there's going to be a local anaesthetic and, you know, there are side effects, but they've all been explained to me and I'm sure they'll be fine. And yeah, so on to the next stage. Just the waiting area for the biopsy. I have to confess, it's all a little bit nerve-wracking, but at least making a video, I don't know, it helps keep me from thinking about things too much. These are the implements that were just used for my biopsy. Oh my word, this is the, I don't know, the biopsy thing, and as you can see, it's all very sterile, all very clean and organised. So down here at the lake at Kandy, and just behind me is the grounds for the Temple of the Tooth, and I've just received the report from Assyria Laboratories from yesterday's biopsy. It's, you know, what you'd never want to hear, but kind of expected something similar. It's saying there is a lesion on the left breast. It's an invasive breast carcinoma, no special type, modified Nottingham grade 2. And this just talks a bit about what it is, and yep, and they recommend immunohistochemical assessment with all these different numbers, with a Ki-67 proliferation index, and yeah, some other hormone test things, I think. So I'm going to contact Sakura and see if they can fit me in tomorrow to do that test, if it's something that can be done ASAP, because of course I want to get things going as soon as possible. It's I was going to say it's a bit of a shock, but it's like I knew there was something wrong anyway, so I still haven't mentioned it to my family because it's not the sort of thing that I wanted to let them know until I knew what was happening, because I don't want to worry them, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've got loads of books out of the library, but everything will be good. I'll make sure that I get my head together, eat good food, get some treatment organised, and then I'll let you know how it goes. It's Wednesday the 12th of July and we're back here at Assyria. I've come to collect my reports, and also I've decided to go ahead with the, I think it's the immunohistochemical assessment. It's something like that. It's going to cost 84,000 Sri Lankan rupees. I just thought it'd be a really good idea to get that to send to my Australian GP to start the process over there, because that is one thing about like coming to a foreign country for any sort of like medical tourism. you don't have the support of your family and friends around you. Like, I'm really lucky that I have Lee here. If I didn't, it would be a lot harder, of course. So even though the prices are like a lot more reasonable here or a lot cheaper here, you sort of miss out on the other things. I'm going to have a phone call with my GP in Australia on Friday. So that's really good. We can like have a chat with the phone, and then she can put a referral through to refer me to one of the hospitals in Perth. I'm not too sure what we're going to do about our like plans for the rest of the year. It's July. We had plans to like next, March, April. Actually, we were going to go up the Amazon next May. So, yeah, it's it's like a major pain in the butt. Boo. These things happen. It's really important to like be positive, to work through it, to stay strong and all that sort of stuff. I've had like minor meltdowns, but I'm going to be positive. I'm going to eat all the right stuff. I'm going to do everything that's recommended. I'm so pleased that I was actually totally teetotal for 2023. Haven't had a drop of alcohol since the 31st of December. I think that's really good. Hopefully that will have really helped me. Everything will be fine. I'm going to be in that 99.1%. Everything's going to be brilliant. I'm sure of it. This is so cool. I've been asked to give a testimony for us city because like the quality, etc., has been so cool. So I'm going to be talking into this microphone here, finally good sound, and it's going to be on social media, on their Facebook page. So I've just done my testimonial. It's going to be on Facebook, and just leaving a Siri hospital candy. Sorry, a city. I've been saying it wrong all along. As you can see, very new, very modern. It's on the main road. So there are loads of buses, even if you want to come from Kandy, or it's very cheap to get here by tuk-tuk. It's like I think 200 rupees, 300 rupees. Got reports emailed to me, sent to me via WhatsApp, and that's will be the same with the assessment that's going to come through, the receptor assessment. That was just such excellent, service. The very fact that I spoke to the General Director of Operations, Dr. Prasad, he was wonderful. He really put my mind at rest about things. He said the operation could be done here like today, something or other. And the very, very, very rough quote that I was given for that would have been around $3,000 US. So if this had been at the start of our stay in Sri Lanka, I might have considered it, but because we're leaving soon, I'm not too sure. And it will take at least a week for the autoimmune chemical report to come through. So we'll just go ahead with our plans. Lovely bus is just pulling up behind me. Buses stop right in front of the hotel, a bit of local colour. But so I have to say, I consider myself very fortunate to have been able to come to this amazing new private hospital for my tests, for the mammogram, for the follow-up mammogram, for the biopsy, and now for this other assessment that's going to go through, and just have everything sped up so that when I submit all my paperwork and all the reports and stuff to my GP in Australia, they'll have a much better idea of what's going on. Today we're heading down to Negombo. This is Friday the 14th of July. We had a flight booked to the Maldives on the 18th of July. Everything's still a little bit up in the air, like literally at the moment. I'm going to have a phone appointment with my Australian GP today, 4 p.m. Australian time, and like just talk through things, find out about speed to which I can see like a consultant, and then go to hospital for surgery, etc. And then we'll just sort of make the call on when to get flights back to Australia, because of course if we buy them straight away, I think it's something like $1,000 each, but if we wait a couple of weeks, which might be how long it takes me to see a consultant, then the flights are $300 each. So because unfortunately, from what I can gather, as I said before, I don't think that sort of thing will be covered by our travel insurance. I can check though. So like an update, yesterday morning I told my I'm okay within myself. It's just when I talk about other things, other people. Yesterday morning I told my mum, and then I told my dad and my stepmom, like via messenger chat, and it went really well actually, because I've been given so much brilliant information from a city hospital, Kandy, and I had all the reports and I'd googled everything and everything looks so good. It's just, you know, like a localized lesion. It's a really important thing to remember, you know, for me to remember. It's a localized lesion. It can be taken out by surgery, it can be treated, everything is so good. Like I'm blessed, and it turns out it's not stage 2, it's grade 2. They think it's stage 1 because it hasn't spread, because it's localized. So like even better news, you know, this is like fantastic. I'm in a really good position to be in, because one of the big things that I keep reading about is how important it is to be positive, like positivity and like good energy, and eat really good food, don't drink alcohol, which I haven't this year, get sleep, good sleep, which is something I have struggled with the last couple of years. I'm going to really work on getting good sleep with meditation, etc. Exercise, we do loads of walking, so that's really cool. So like I'm in a really good position anyway, and you know, everything's been caught so early. I know I keep saying that, but I just feel so blessed that everything's fallen into place the way it has. So my parents know. I'm going to, I don't know, tell other people, because you know, all our amazing travel plans, Maldives, Abu Dhabi, to house sit, Cyprus, house sitting in Portugal. I was going to fly back to New Zealand in December. Like everything, you know, there's such great plans, and they've all been put on hold just for while I'm going through the treatment, etc. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. I can't believe I only received the email from my Perth, like the breast scan clinic in Perth, last Thursday. It's only been, 9 days, and so much has happened already. And yeah, this is really good. Fantastic, on the path to wellness and to 100% recovery. Everything's cool. 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night here in Negombo, and I've just received an email from the lovely Sakura at a city Kandy hospital to say that the report's back already, the immunohistochemical assessment. So that's absolutely fantastic. I went and paid for it on the Wednesday. I was originally told it was going to be 10 to 14 days, and that's been like completed already in, they couriered it down to Colombo Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. It's taken 3 days. So that's the incredible thing about here. If you do have the money to pay for like private hospital, it's absolutely brilliant. That's why in the future, if I ever need anything doing urgently, I'm going to seriously consider coming to Sri Lanka and going to a city hospital. So it's Sunday the 16th of July. We're on a local bus. We're heading from Negombo into Colombo. I'm going to go to the City Central Hospital to pick up the results from my immunohistochemical assessment. So I'm looking forward to getting those and seeing exactly like what the hormone receptors are, so can have some sort of idea of what sort of treatment that I'll be offered. Just to show you, this is what a local bus looks like.
It's really fun, bit of an adventure. They did offer to send it by courier to us, but we thought we'd go to Colombo for a bit of a day out, right?
Yes, exactly. It's always good to see Colombo and to travel like this. Absolutely fantastic. Sunday afternoon, the 16th of July, and I've just come to City Central to pick up my results for the IHC. Well, they actually emailed them, which is brilliant, so I've got that report. But I've also got, which is fantastic to take to Australia, 3 wax blocks and 3 slides. So that'll be really useful in case the Australian doctors want to see exactly, for themselves what is comprised in the biopsy. So, I mean, that was unbelievably efficient. Sunday, I submitted it on Wednesday, and Sunday I get the blocks. All for around, I think it was 84,000 rupees. Amazing service, absolutely brilliant. The results, they were good. I'll share them a bit later on. So this is a City Central here in Colombo, and I'm not too sure about the age of this building, but I've got to say a City Kandy is like, yeah, definitely. I'm so happy that I went there because it's new and it's lovely and clean and airy. This one here is older, it's a bit, lower ceilings. Not quite, it doesn't feel like a fancy hospital, a fancy private hospital. So my recommendation, and for me for sure, I'd definitely go back to Kandy.